difference or the difference in culture, but because the political elite don't want peace.
Okay, from Ed Quirino of Vegan, 0999-702-5574. A sub-state with its own army is just a step away from a war for its independence.
Well, ang problema nga, the reason why the Supreme Court annulled it was they don't need a war. We were giving them independence for all intents and purposes in that MOA AD.
If it had gone through.
If it had gone through.
But the thing is, we cannot give them something which violates our own constitution.
Precisely.
And no president has any authority or power to enter into such agreements and promise amendments of the Constitution. But if that's the case, how the heck do we solve it?
Well, you know, as I'm saying, no, it's not a problem peculiar to Mindanao. It's a power relationship existing between Malacanang and Mindanao, and part of the solution to the problem is to redo and completely do away with this power relationship.
But how do you do that? You're going to create such a vacuum.
Well, not really.
And it might just degenerate into all kinds of conflict.
Well, not really, no. That's why you really have to build up economic development in the area, because that's the only ultimate way by which you can destroy this culture of feudalism. When people are poor, they will definitely depend on the elite, no? And how do you break this chain of bondage?
By making the poor middle class and wealthier.
Correct. So ultimately, that's the solution.
If we were not able to do it in our country because our middle class is shrinking and not growing.
But I think necessity will eventually compel us. We're running out of resources. We're finding out that oil and gas is abundant in Palawan and in the area of Mindanao. And if we want to avail of these resources, we need to achieve peace, no? Because no investor will come in a combat zone, basically.
Okay. From 0939-775-6998, ibigay nila ang karapatan ng isang Muslim sa isang Kristiyano na maging ganap na sub-state ang bahagi ng Pilipinas katulad ng Mindanao para sa isang katahimikan dahil wala naman mawawala kundi yung mga tao ang mawawala sa mundong ito, later or sooner.
Hindi ko maintindihan ko ano yung
I'm
message
not too
niya.
sure I naintindihan ko ang ibig sabihin. From 0918-933-275, profile of a moral rebel. 1, he has no loyalty, only to his gun and his patron. Number 2, he doesn't want peace but strife in his life. This is where he thrives best. 3, he would rather carry a gun than a plow. He wants to terrorize and plunder than to produce food for family and community. 4, he doesn't consider himself a Filipino. His heart and mind is somewhere in the land of the Arabs in Libya and Syria.
Wag naman po, no? I mean,
maybe some, but we cannot din natin
oo.
pwedeng lahatin. No?
Oo, wag naman po nating lahatin. Dahil naniniwala naman po ako na bagamat ibang ating pananampalataya, tao muna po tayo, no? Unang-una. Pare-parehong ating mga pangangailangan, pare-parehong ating pinapangarap, at wag naman po nating tratuhin na parang ibang species yung ating mga kapatid.
You know, my grandparents were the first Western-trained doctors in Mindanao under U.S. Public Health. Sila ang unang naging ano doon, and that's why my father was born in Jolo.
Wow. Okay.
And they spent 10 years there treating the Mindanaoans during the time of Sultan Kudarat, brother of Jamalul Kiram, and his panglima, Haji Butu. And they were very instrumental in opening the Muslim society to Western medicine in those times. So, you know, I have many fond memories and thoughts about Mindanao because of my grandparents. From 0918-933-2753. I was born, raised, and educated in Mindanao. I migrated to Manila when I was already 21, and since then worked in the media industry till my retirement. Whenever the Mindanao peace talk hugs the headline, I get so affected when coming from nowhere, Manila-based politicos and armchair negotiators are in the forefront deciding our destiny for us. Who is Leonin? What are his credentials? Where did he come from? What qualifies him to speak for us? We need people who know what's happening on the ground and is one of us. Manny Pinol is perfect to represent our interests. There are others who share a common aspiration. Pinoy should keep his ears on the ground through them as he wants to be hands-on in the peace negotiations. Malaysia has no business mediating. Their claims from Mindanao is very much alive. The U.S. should also stay out of the talks. They are only concerned in our oil deposits and nothing else. The bottom line is Mindanao is peace and order. It is a matter of law enforcement for the police and the military. The sooner the government accepts this reality, the sooner they will arrive at a true and lasting solution.
Okay, let me be objective. No? Marvic Leonen and I belong to the same faculty in the UP College of Law. He is from Baguio. His specialization is ancestral domain because he is also coming from an indigenous community. I suppose he is in government because he was the lawyer of Dinky Suliman when Congressman Marcoleta sued Dinky Suliman for libel. So he is correct. His credential is he's close to the Hayat 10. And of course, it's the Hayat 10 in charge of the peace talks. Ging Deles is there, no? It's not just the Hayat 10, it's the If We Hold On Together group, no? Now, you're correct. One of the things that should have been done was to include someone from Mindanao in the negotiating team. There is not one person from Mindanao in that negotiating team from the Philippines. Two of them are from the University of the Philippines. There's actually a scholar, no? But you know, it seems to me that you're correct, no? I mean, there should have been more people from Mindanao, and perhaps the chair himself should have been from Mindanao, not necessarily Muslim, but someone from Mindanao who actually lives there.
You know, I have a dear friend who used to be with the ADCOM before, and he's from Mindanao. He lives in Davao. And he was the one who told me, the trouble is that you people in Manila don't know what's going on the ground. But we do. And we are the one that has to live with the problem, not you.
You know, that's so correct, because had it not been for the Maguindanao massacre, I would not have made the many trips that I have. And already, I'm still a stranger. Still, I'm a stranger, despite the at least 40 times that I've been to Mindanao in the past 2 years. No? But you're correct. You really need to be in the area to appreciate how rich the community is, how rich the island is, how colorful the cultures are, and what they need, and what strategies to adopt to achieve peace in the region. No? So you're correct. I think the Mindanaoans are in a better position to understand how to achieve peace.
All right, from 0939-775-6998, Attorney Harry Roque, remember American people saying always, God bless America. Now, God bless Mindanao, a new sub-state of this world.
Well, let me be very clear. We are against the sub-state. That is unconstitutional. We will fight it.
From 0917-547-5115, why is that we have to create an autonomous region for Mindanao when majority of the inhabitants therein are Christians? But there are clearly certain areas that are majority Muslim.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Alam mo, one of my proposals is, let's give them basilan. You know, like what happened to Singapore, no? Just to have peace once and for all, give them basilan. Well, of course, that's a bit facetious, no? Pero it has got to end. And ang punto naman, since it will not end until they have some kind of independence, let's give them some small territory. It's been done in some areas. Perhaps we should explore that already, just to get it done and over with.
That was the option that Malaysia had to face when Singapore broke away.
Correct.
But Singapore was reduced to so many 100 square miles with its back to the sea.
Correct.
Yet, look at what they have done with it. I think the biggest question that is always being asked is whether, even if the MILF or the Bangsamoro entity is created, whether it will mean prosperity for the people within the BME, or whether it's going to be simply an autocratic, dictatorial type of government where the leaders are just going to get rich nonetheless, at the same time. So, nagpalit lang kayo ng leaders na makikinabang, mahirap pa din ang mga tao.
Well, I have to agree with that. No? I think what complicates it really is the involvement of the Americans. And they want to repeat history as it happened in the Philippines again. No? The Americans, again, no, co-opted the Filipino elite in making the Philippines a colony. And since we're now an independent state, they want a new colony. And they want Mindanao to be the newest colony.
All right, or parts of it anyway. From 062-273-415, Jokes of South Cotabato. Why not create two systems like Hong Kong and Macau, or change constitution to parliamentary and divide PH to Fed states? Well, I spent 1 year of my life trying to push for that in the ADCOM to amend the constitution.
Well, you know, that's really something that we have to discuss as a people. If it is necessary to amend the constitution to achieve peace, maybe we should do it. But the thing is, there's no confidence as far as majority of the people are concerned, no? Because I don't think nga that an average person thinks that a Muslim fighter will settle for anything else other than independence.
Okay.
Problem.
With that, Harry,